Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the live coaching classes of ICI CA Foundation course. Myself, Dr. N.V. Ravi, Faculty Board of Studies. In this section, CA Gaurav Chopra will lead this section. Now I request CA Gaurav Chopra to lead this section.
Thank you very much, sir. So hello everyone and welcome to the ICI live classes. And in today's class, we are going to start our new subject, which is paper number 3, business mathematics, statistics, and logical reasoning. So in today's class, basically, we will be dealing with our chapter number 1, that is ratios and proportion. So hello guys, everyone. I can see many of you are live and I hope you all will be interactive in this session, because more the interaction is, more we will be able to discuss the things and you will be understanding in a better way. All right. So I hope you all are live with me now. So let us see who all are live. Mayank Joshi is there, Tarun, Jinal, Pariksha, Ashish, Viresh, Tejas, Bharat, Kashish, Nikita, Ansh, and lot more. So very good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this live session of CA Institute. I am CA Gaurav Chopra, Faculty Board of Studies. So let us begin with the chapter number 1 of the subject, that is ratios and proportion.
CA Gaurav Chopra.
Yes, sir.
I would like to say certain things, guide the students regarding this paper.
Sure, sir.
You know very well, actually, students are also aware of this paper is a 100 marks paper. It's a totally objective paper, and it is a 2 hours paper also. Yes? And the categories of this paper is business mathematics is 40 marks, logical reasoning is 20 marks, and statistics is 40 marks.
Perfect.
Now coming to this topic, ratio and proportion, logarithms, and indices. There may be chances of 4 marks will be coming in the examination point of view also. This I would like to highlight. And now the ratio, at least one question should be, minimum of one question should be coming. And now I request Gaurav Chopra to highlight the importance of this topic also.
Thank you, sir. So as we had seen that the weightage of the chapter is around 1 to 2 marks, and now we have to basically see what is a ratio. What is a ratio and how it is helpful in our practical life. If we talk about some live examples, like if we see in our kitchen, like whenever we are cooking something, we normally mix 2, 3, or even more ingredients, but we mix them in a particular ratio. For example, if we are preparing a chapati, then what are the key ingredients? The key ingredients are wheat flour, salt, and water, right? Now, what will happen if we mix each and every ingredient in equal proportion? Equal quantity of wheat flour, equal quantity of salt, equal quantity of water. So will that be a proper dough for the chapatis? No, not at all. That means we are missing something, that is a proper ratio. If we mix a salt in smaller quantity, wheat flour in more quantity, and appropriate water to make the dough, then the chapati will be very good. That means we have to add each and everything in a certain ratio or in certain proportion. So in practical life, it is very much useful. Now let us understand in this. Let us understand this in a definition way, in a theoretical way. A ratio is basically a comparison. Ratio is simply comparison of the sizes of 2 or more quantities of the same kind by division. So just we took the example of 2, 3 ingredients. So we are comparing them, making a proper ratio so that we can prepare a proper dough for the chapatis. So ratio is basically a comparison. Now, whenever we compare 2 commodities, whenever we compare 2 ingredients, we can keep one of them in numerator and other one in denominator. We keep first in numerator and other one in the denominator. So if A and B are, let's say, the two quantities of same kind. Now, what is the meaning of the same kind? Same kind means they must have same units. The unit must be same, like both must be in grams, they can be in kilograms, liter, or even milliliters. All right. So the quantity must be same. Then the fraction A by B is called the ratio of A to B. So here we are comparing the two commodities, that is A and B, and we can write them A by B or in the form of A ratio B. A ratio B. So there are two ways for presentation. First one is A upon B, and second one is A is to B. So the quantity A and B are known as the terms of the ratio. So this A and B are known as the terms of the ratio. Now, this first term, A is the first term, and this first term is known as antecedent. This first term is known as antecedent. We can write here antecedent. And the second term, B, is known as consequent. Second term is known as consequent. All right. So antecedent and consequent. Now let us take one simple example. Like if we are comparing the two ratios, that is 5 and 6. These are the two terms of the ratios. So 5 is known as antecedent and 6 is known as consequent. All right. Now, what will happen if we multiply both the terms with same quantity? Let's say we are telling the ratio is 5 is to 6, or we have written 5 by 6. Now, if we multiply both of them with a particular number, let's say 2. Now, what will happen? It is 10 by 12. But after cancellation, it will again become 5 by 6 or 5 is to 6. That means it makes no difference if we multiply with the same number or even if we divide by the same number. The ratio will remain same. Okay, so let us read this statement. So both the terms of ratio can be multiplied or divided by the same number. And usually a ratio is expressed in the lowest term or the simplest form. That means whatever cancellations are possible, we can cancel them and we will write the ratio in the simplest possible form. All right. Now let us take one simple example. Example number 1, illustration number first. It says 12 ratio 16. So even we can write it as 12 by 16. Now, in order to simplify, we can cancel them and it will become 3 by 4. 3 by 4. Or it can be written as 3 ratio 4. 3 ratio 4. All right. Now, one of the most important thing which we have to remember here, like the ratio here we have arrived is 3 is to 4. Can we write this ratio as 4 is to 3? Can this be written as 4 is to 3? Yes or no? Hit the check box and let me know. Come on, everyone. So can we write 3 is to 4 as 4 is to 3? Yes or no? Come on, everyone. Yes, Rachel says no. Hanin is also no. Aisha says no. Yes, you are right. The result is no, because these two are not same. These two are not same. 3 is to 4 is not equal to 4 is to 3. Because if we are mixing, let's say, the two commodities in 3 is to 4, and if we write 4 is to 3, that means the ingredients which is A. Now we are mixing A in more quantity and B in lesser quantity. That means this will become incorrect. So 3 is to 4 cannot be written as 4 is to 3. Now let us take some more examples. Illustration number 4. Yeah, so most of you have given the correct answer. That's great. That's very good going, everybody. Amazing, amazing. Now, illustration number 4, ratio between 150 grams and 2 kilograms. Now, here be very careful. The units are different. Units are different. So first of all, we have to make the units equal. So 150 grams and 2 kilograms. So we can convert 2 kilograms into grams. So we already know 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 grams. Therefore, 2 kg means 2000 grams. Now we can compare them and find out the ratio. So simply we can do the cancellation. Now we can divide it by 5. So what will be the result? 3:40. So we have divided by 5 and arrived at the final ratio, that is 3:40. All right. Now, the second one. Let us try the second one. Ratio between 25 minutes and 45 seconds. Again, units are different. So first of all, change the unit, make them equal, and then we have to compare. So 25 minutes, we have to convert it into seconds. So we already know 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Therefore, 25 minutes will be 25 multiplied by 60 seconds. On the other hand, we are having 45 seconds. Now just make the cancellation. We can cancel with the 15 and let's see how much we are getting. So the final result is 25 multiplied by 4 is 100 ratio 3. So 100 ratio 3, this is the final result. All right. Yes, so 100 ratio 3.
Gaurav sir?
Yes, sir.
Students have raised one question related to, is there negative marking in CA Foundation paper 3?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Yes, there is a negative marking in the paper 3. There will be a deduction of 1/4 marks. Am I right, sir?
Right, sir, 100%. So, so like in this paper, there is 25%, that is 1/4 of the negative marking. That means if anybody is answering the question as incorrect, that means he will not get 1 marks, but 0.25 will be deducted. 1 mark will not be awarded and 0.25 will be deducted for each incorrect answer. Okay, so moving further, now let us try illustration number 6. Illustration number 6, to find which ratio is greater. Now, there are two ratios and we have to compare them and find which one is greater. So first of all, let us simplify them. 2/1/3 ratio 3/1/3. Now, how to write this in simplified manner? So 2/1/3 can be written as 2 into 3 plus 1, that is 7/3. And 3/1/3 can be written as 3 multiplied by 3, 9, plus 1, that is 10/3. And since this is a ratio, so we can divide them. So what is the result? We can simply cancel 3 and we are left with 7/10. Or we can write 0.7. 0.7. On the other hand, the second ratio is 3.6 and 4.8. Now we can simplify them. So we can cancel with the help of 1.2, or you can even remove the decimal first and after that do the cancellation. So if I directly cancel with 1.2, what will be left? 3/4. 3 by 4, if we divide 3 by 4, we are getting 0.75. 0.75. So which is greater now? Clearly, 3.6 divided by 4.8, that is 0.75 is greater. So whenever we have to compare the ratios, then convert it into fraction form and then divide them. You will get the decimal. And whenever you get the decimal, it is easy to compare. So now we can easily compare and say that 0.75 is greater. Therefore, 3.6 ratio 4.8 is greater. All right. Now, let us try the next point. Now, the next point says, if a quantity increases or decreases in a certain ratio, that is 8 ratio B, then the new quantity is equal to B of the original quantity divided by A. Okay, before moving further, we are getting some doubts. Let us discuss. Some of you are asking, I'm from non-maths background, how it will be difficult for me to cover. Okay, we will cover this. Then Chris Wilson is asking about illustration 4 to repeat. Okay. Jen, please repeat once again. Okay, so let me repeat this once again. And see, in this, we are having two ratios. The first ratio is 2/1/3 and second one is 3/1/3. So these are the, 2 ratio 1/3, 2/1/3 and 3/1/3. And we have to compare this with 3.6 ratio 4:8. Let us say that this is ratio A and other one is ratio B. Now, since the first ratio is written in whole number form, we have to convert it into fraction and then into decimal. So that is why how we have done. So 2 multiplied by 3 is 6 and 6 plus 1 becomes 7. So it can be written as 7 divided by 3, 7 upon 3. Ratio 3/1/3. Now 3/1/3 can be written as 3 multiplied by 3, that is 9, plus 1, it becomes 10. So 10 upon 3. And now we can divide them. Now on dividing, 3 is getting cancelled and the result is 0.7. Similarly, on the other hand, we are having 3.6 and 4.8. So we can directly cancel them. And what we are getting? 3 by 4. And this 3 by 4 can be written as 0.75. Now you can compare that which number is greater, 0.7 or 0.75. So clearly we can see that 0.75 is greater. Okay, 0.75 is greater. Okay. Then Ashutosh is asking, if any question is not attempted, then any marks will be deducted or not. See, if you are not attending any question, then you will not be awarded any marks and no marks will be deducted. Marks will be deducted only in case you are giving the incorrect answer. You are giving the wrong answer, then only marks will be deducted. Otherwise, there will be no deduction in marks. All right. Okay, the Sagar says crystal clear. Then can we use calculator in exam? Asking Aditi. Yes. Yes, Aditi, we can use calculator in exams and basic calculator is allowed in our examination. So a calculator is which is having all the basic functions like plus, minus, multiply, divide, then square root, memory function, all those are allowed. Only scientific calculators are not allowed in examination, which is having logarithm or trigonometric functions. Those are not allowed, and otherwise all basic calculators are allowed. Okay. Then Shreya is asking about, should we make notes? Yes. आप जितना ज्यादा लिखेंगे उतना ज्यादा आपके लिए बेटर रहेगा. So if it is possible for you to write with the session, then even then you can write all the things together. So it will be better for you to revise during your examination time as well. Okay. Then any other question? No. Yes, Aditya was asking, I'm from non-maths background and how it will be difficult for me to cover math. See, basically we are having a normal level of maths, stats and logical reasoning. Our paper is combination of three subjects, maths, stats and reasoning. So it is not much difficult. Only one thing you have to do, that just follow with the lectures. Just follow the lectures. Like we have completed one topic today, do all the possible questions on this topic today itself. Okay, so it will be easy for you to cover the mathematics, and it is not at all difficult to score good marks in this subject. Okay, so now let us move to the next point. Like illustration number 7, let us discuss this first. Ronak weighs 56.5 kg. If he reduces his weight in the ratio of 7:6, then find his new weight. Find his new weight. So the weight of Ronak is 56.7, and now he is reducing his weight. He is reducing the weight in the ratio of 7:6. So what 7 denotes? 7 denotes the old weight and 6 denotes the new one. 6 denotes the new one. So if Ronak was 7 kg earlier, then now he will be 6 kg. If Ronak was 70 kg, now he will be 60 kg. Similarly, if Ronak was 56.7 kg, now he will be how much? So just we have to do simple calculation. So this 56.7 denotes 7. If this denotes 7 ratio, then what will be the value of 6? Then simply multiply by the 6. So just do the multiplication and check what is the result. So 48.6 kg, we are getting the final result. Okay, then Pranay is asking about calculator tricks. See, we will cover all kind of tricks which are required to solve the question and which are required for speed calculation. So we will be covering all kind of calculator tricks as well. So all these will come with the topics. So no need to worry. We will discuss each and every aspect. All right. Aditya is asking, please share the PPT on the BOS application. See, this is basically our study material and the PDF is already available on BOS application. You can download from there. All right. If you are having hard copy of the book, then you can see from there. Otherwise, you can download from your BOS knowledge portal. All right. So 56.7 divided by 7 and multiply by 6, you will get the required result as 48.6 kilograms. All right. Okay. Now let us move towards the next one, which says simplify the ratio 1 by 3, 1 by 8, and 1 by 6. We have to simplify this. Now, you might have done this ratio in partnership chapter in your previous classes. So now, how to simplify this? There is one simple trick here. Just find out the LCM of all these numbers, 3, 6, and 8. So what is the LCM of 3, 6, and 8? So we know that the LCM is 24. Now multiply each and every term by 24. Multiply each and every term by 24. So 1 by 3 into 24 ratio 1 by 8 into 24 and ratio 1 by 6 into 24. So how much we are getting? 8, 3, and 4. So this is the final ratio, 8, 3 and 4. Okay, so some of you are asking about repetition of illustration number 7. Okay, let us repeat once again. 7 says Ronak weighs 56.7 kg. So we can take this page, 56.7 kg. This is the current weight. And question says that he reduces his weight. That means now his new weight will be lesser as compared to this one. So he is reducing in the ratio of 7:6. He is reducing his weight in this ratio. That means 7 denotes the old ratio and 6 denotes the new one. 6 is for the new one. So now we can say that this 7 is basically denoting 56.7 kg. Then how much will be the value of 6? So how we can write it as 56.7 upon 7. Now multiply with the new number, that is 6, and we can get the result as 48.6 kilogram. And for this, there is one statement which was written above. If a quantity increases or decreases in the ratio A is to B, then the new quantity will be B of the original quantity divided by A. So the same thing we have done here, A and B. 7 is A and 6 is B. So we can write 6 of original quantity, that is 56.7, divided by A. Value of A is 7. So even if you try to apply that formula, you will get the same result, that is 48.6. All right. Viresh is asking how to find LCM. Okay. See, LCM you might have done in your lower classes, that is class 6, 7, 8. So, but if anybody don't know, I will explain, do not worry. We can take all the three numbers, 3, 8 and 6. Now try to divide them with the smallest number possible. That is, this is known as prime factorization. You have to take out the prime factors. So the smallest prime number is 2. Now 3 is not divisible by 2. 3 will be written as it is. 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Now again, we can divide with 2. We are getting 3, 2 and 3. Again divided by 2. Now this time how much we are getting? 3, 1 and 3. Now this time number 3 will be used for divisibility. So what is the LCM? Multiply all these numbers. 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 2 multiply by 3, and we are getting 24. So this 24 is the LCM. So now we can multiply by this LCM and get the result. So 8, 3 and 4 is the final ratio. Okay. Navya is asking, will this be objective paper? Yes, of course, this is objective paper having 100 questions in your question paper, and we have to complete all 100 questions in 2 hours. So 2 hours time will be available in examination, and in 2 hours you have to complete 100 questions. 40 questions are from maths, 20 questions are from logical reasoning, and 40 questions are from statistics. So in total, this is the 100 question paper. Okay. Now, moving towards the next one, example number 2. Now, this is a bit interesting one, a challenging question. So let us read this. The ratio of the number of boys to the number of girls in a school of 720 students is 3:5. So what is given here? In total, there are 720 students in a school. Now the ratio is given, ratio of boys to number of girls. So this given ratio is 3:5. So boy and girls given ratio is 3:5. If 18 new girls are admitted, now we are giving admission to 18 girls. Okay. Find how many new boys may be admitted so that the ratio of number of boys to number of girls may change to 2:3. 2:3. Now, one simple thing we have to do here, just do as what question is saying. We have to just follow what instructions are given in the question. So what we can do, we can see that how many boys and girls are there at present in the school. So we can write number of boys in the school. So 720 is the total, and boys and girls are in the ratio of 3:5. So we can divide 720 in 3:5. So 720 into 3 by 5, sorry, 3 by 8, how much we are getting? 270 boys. 270 boys. Similarly, number of girls. How many girls are there? So 720 multiplied by 5 upon 8. So we are having 450 girls. So this is the breakup of boys and girls, number of boys and number of girls. Now question is asking how many boys should be admitted. So we can assume X. So let number of boys to be admitted be X. So therefore, new number of boys will be 270 plus X. So earlier there were 270 boys. Now X boys are added. So total number of boys become 270 plus X. And what about girls? So question already said that girls are increased by 18 because we have given admission to 18 girls. So new number of girls. New number of girls will be, earlier there were 450 girls, now 18 are given admission. So in total there are 468 girls. So now what we have to do, we have to we are given that the new ratio of boys and girls is 2:3. So we can compare them. The ratio of boys, so boys are 270 plus X, girls are 468, and their ratio is 2:3. So we can write it as 2/3. Now let us do the cross multiplications and get the result. So 270 multiplied by 3, we are getting 810 plus 3x equal to 936. So 3x will be equal to 126 and value of x will be 42. So we have assumed the number of boys to be admitted as x and the value of x is 42. So therefore, admission should be given to 42 students so that ratio can become 2:3. All right. Then Shakil is asking in this question, long question are coming in exam or not? See, in total 100 questions, some of the question may be lengthy, but not all. So overall, we have to adjust our time accordingly. So out of 100 question, like some of the question will be solved in 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. Some will take time around 1 minute and few may take time around 2 minutes. So we have to make a combination of all these and complete in 2 hours. Okay, so we have to save time from some questions and give time to other questions. So overall, it will be a balancing kind of situation. All right. Then Sadhna is asking, how do we find the first term is for girls and second is for boys? See, clearly it is given that the ratio of number of boys to number of girls. So first boys is written and then girls is written. So in the same manner, we have to write first boys and then second girls. So similarly, the figure is given as 3:5. So the first figure belongs to boys and second figure belongs to girls. Okay, so we have to read the question very, very carefully and then try to solve them. Okay, so actually this question is not lengthy, just I'm explaining you in detail, so that is why you might feel that this is very lengthy. Otherwise it is a very short question. Simply what you have to do, divide 720 into two parts, that is 3/5. So simply we can do this on calculator. 720 into 3 upon 8, we got number of boys, and if we subtract this from 720, we get number of girls. Okay, and after that we have to do the addition and get the final ratio. Okay, so now let's move further. Inverse of a ratio. Inverse of a ratio. So if let's say there is a ratio A is to B, then what is the inverse? Its inverse will be B ratio A. That means we have to interchange the terms. We have to interchange the position of the terms. First term will be written in place of second and second one in place of first. To just interchange the position and get the inverse ratio. All right. Now, there are some basic properties. A ratio A is to B. The first one, a ratio A is to B is said to be of greater inequality if A is greater than B. Let's say if we are having 3 upon 2, 3 upon 2. Now, we know that 3 is greater than 2. Numerator is greater than denominator. Then it is known as greater inequality. Greater inequality. Whereas if the ratio is 2:3, that means 2 is less than 3, then it is known as lesser inequality. Lesser inequality. Second one, the ratio compounded of two ratios. Now it says ratio compounded of two ratios. Now we have to do the compounding. Now, do you understand the meaning of the term compound? You might have read in your lower classes as well in science. Compound means it is a combination. It is a combination of few elements, few items, few terms. So here also it is ratio compounded. That means if there are two ratios, we can combine them to make a single ratio. If there are two ratios available, we can combine them and make a single ratio. So the first ratio is A is to B, second is C is to D, and after combining, the ratio becomes AC is to BD. AC is to BD. So how it becomes? Just multiply the first terms, and on the other hand, multiply the second terms, and we get the compounded ratio. So let us try this. So A upon B is the first ratio and C upon D is the second ratio. These are the two ratio. If we have to compound them, just multiply A and C divided by B and D. So this can also be written as AC ratio BD. Soumya Rajan says, my messages are visible. Yes, everybody is visible. No need to worry. So Soumya is asking, this subjective paper or objective C? We have already discussed. This is a objective paper having 100 MCQs, 100 multiple choice questions. Okay. Sakti Dharan says, crystal clear explanation. That's great. So let us take one example of compound ratio. If there is a ratio, let's say 3:4, another ratio is 5:7, and we have to merge them and find out the compound ratio. So what can be done? Just multiply the first term. So 3 into 5 ratio 4:7. Just multiply the first with first term, second with second term. So it becomes 15:28. 15:28. If there are, let's say, three ratios given, 2:3, 5:7, and 4:9, and now we have to compound them. Again, just multiply all the first one, multiply all the second one, and then get the result. So 2 into 5 into 4 ratio 3 into 7 into 9. So if any cancellation is there, you can do, otherwise multiply and get the final result. So on multiplying, we are getting 40 as the first term, and 3 into 7 is 21. 21 multiplied by 9 is 189. So this becomes the compound ratio. So in this manner, we can easily calculate the compounded ratio. So in short, we can say that multiply all the antecedents, multiply all the consequents, and find out the ratio. All right. Yes. So Shruti has given the correct answer. Viresh has also given. Vandana is also correct. Okay. So now let us move towards the next point. Now the third point says duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio means a ratio compounded of itself. जो हमें रेशियो गिवन है, हम उसी रेशियो की कंपाउंडिंग करेंगे. रेशियो कंपाउंडेड ऑफ इटसेल्फ इज नोन एज द डुप्लीकेट रेशियो. Is known as the duplicate ratio. For example, if A is to B is the ratio, then we have to find, if we have to find the duplicate ratio, just make the compounding of itself. That means A multiplied by A, it becomes A square. B multiplied by B, it becomes B square. This is known as duplicate ratio. So whenever duplicate is there, just simple square is to be done. Let's say if 2:3 is the ratio and we have to find the duplicate ratio, then it will be 2 square ratio 3 square, 4:9. 4:9 will be the final ratio. Okay. Okay, so Bhumika is asking, my question are visible. Anjum is also asking the same question. Yes, I'm able to see all your questions. No need to worry. Sindhu is asking, in this chapter, theory questions given or problematic questions are given. See, in mathematics, most of the questions are numericals, that is practical questions. But in statistics, some questions can come based on the properties or some basic theories. Okay, but maths is mainly numerical. So everybody is giving the correct answer, 4:9. So duplicate ratio means we have to do the square. Now similarly, there is triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio. Triplicate ratio means we have to triple the term. We have to basically cube the terms. So let us write triplicate ratio. So in triplicate ratio, what we have to do, if A ratio B is there and we have to find the triplicate ratio, it becomes 8 cube ratio B cube. If 2:5 is the given ratio, then its triplicate ratio will be 2 cube ratio 5 cube. So 8:125. It becomes triplicate ratio. Okay. It becomes triplicate ratio. All right. Yes. So Vandana is also given the answer. That's great. Now, after this, the next point is subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate means if A is to B is the given ratio, then its subduplicate will be square root of the given ratio. That is root of A and root of B. Root of A and root of B. Let's say the ratio given is 64 and 9. And we have to find its subduplicate. So simply what we have to do, root 64 ratio root of 9. So root 64 is 8 and root of 9 is 3. So 8 ratio 3 is the subduplicate ratio. So Pranay has given the answer, Vandana, Shruti, Manika, Fatima, Sridevi, Sanya, Shruti, Ritu, Bhumika, Aditi, Farheen, Soumya Rajan, Anjum Banu, then Sadhana, Raj Biswas, Pranay, great. Then Adi Sri, Mohammed Sarfaraz, great everyone. Then some more are there, Janvi, Narendra, Aisha, great. So you can easily calculate this in this manner. Then there is one simple question asked by Aisha, how we will find square root using calculator. See, on calculator, you have to just type the number. Like 64 you have written, type 64 and press square root button. You will get the result. Your result will be 8 on the screen. Type the number, press square root button, and result will be on the screen. Then somebody has asked about the normal or scientific calculator. So scientific calculators are not allowed in examination. You have to just carry the normal basic calculator. Okay. So this was sub-duplicate ratio. Now the next one is sub-triplicate ratio. Sub-triplicate ratio. Now what happens in this sub-triplicate ratio? If the given ratio is A is to B, then its sub-triplicate will be cube root of A ratio cube root of B. So we have to just take the cube roots. Cube root of A and cube root of B. All right. Now let us take one example. So let's say The given question is 8 ratio 343, and we have to find the subtriplicate ratio. So just find the cube root of 8 and cube root of 343. So what is cube root of 8? So if you recall, we can write the factors of 8, 2 into 2 into 2. And we have to do the cube root. So whenever cube root is there, we have to make a pair of 3. And as soon as we get the pair of 3, that number will come out of root. So we get the result as 2. Similarly, here 343, if we do the prime factors of 343, they are 7 into 7 into 7. And again, making their pairs, it is 7. So 2 ratio 7 becomes the final result. All right. So again, most of you have given the answers. Vandana, Navya, Namrata, Adishri, Rajas, Aditya, Kostu, Shruti, Fatima, Akshata, Nikita, Bhumika, Farheen, and many more. That's great. Good going, everybody. So this was subtriplicate ratio. Then point number 5, if the ratio of two similar quantities can be expressed as a ratio of two integers, the quantities are said to be commensurable. Otherwise, they are said to be incommensurable. So now what this point want to say that if we can simplify the values under root, then it is known as commensurable. But if they are not simplified, then it is known as incommensurable. Let's say if we are having root 4 ratio root 9. Now we know the root of 4 is an integer number, that is 2. Root 9 is 3. This is also an integer number. So we can simply express them as integers. But if root 3 and root 2 is given, now root 3, if we are getting 1.73, and so it is not integer. Root of 2 is root 1.414. It is again not an integer. So whenever the ratio cannot be expressed as integers, then it is known as incommensurable. But if it can be expressed in integer form, then it is known as commensurable. Okay. Tanisha says the way you are explaining is so great. Thank you so much, Tanisha. Okay, now there is one common doubt from many students, that is how to calculate cube root on calculator. How to calculate cube root on calculator. See, if you see your calculator, there is no cube root button on the calculator. On cube root, on your calculator, there are some basic functions, that is plus, minus, multiply, divide. All these are there. Then a square root button will be there. Then m plus, m minus, then mrc and gt. All these functions are there. So this root sign is basically known as square root. This is not cube root, this is not fourth root, this is simply square root. So there is no button for cube root in the calculator. So for calculation of cube root, there are two ways to solve for the cube root. One is using logarithm. Use log to solve the cube root. Other one is use the calculator trick. If we solve using logarithm, it may take around 3 minutes. But if you try using the calculator trick, you can find this in 30 seconds. You can find the cube root in 30 seconds. So there is one simple trick we will be discussing in today's session only, okay, after some time. But at present, we are completing this portion. After that, we will take a break. And then after break, we will be discussing the trick for calculation of cube root. Okay. Then Soumya Ranjan says, your teaching style is so good. Thank you, Soumya. Dhruv Dikshit, you are great. You all are great, guys. So you all are very interactive. That's very, very good. So it is good for both of us, because if you are interactive, I will be able to deliver you more as per your need, as per your requirement. So always answer each and every type of thing and ask all kind of doubt. No need to worry. Okay. So the next one, point number 6, continued ratio. Continued ratio is the relation or the comparison between the magnitudes of three or more quantities of the same kind. And the continued ratio of the three quantity can be written as A ratio B ratio C. So you might have read this in your partnership chapter in accountancy. Like there are three partners having equal ratio. Then we write 1 ratio 1 ratio 1. Or there are three partners sharing their profit and loss in the ratio of 1 to 3. That means this is the profit sharing ratio, 1 is to 2 is to 3. So whenever there are more than two terms, or we can say there are three or more terms in the ratio, then it is known as continued ratio. Okay, so when there are three or more than three terms in the ratio, then it is known as continued ratio. So let us take one simple example. The continued ratio of 200, 400, and 600. 200, 400, and 600. So we have to find the continued ratio. So we can write all these in the ratio form, and the ratio is always into the simplest form. So convert this into simplest possible way. Cancel all the zeros. Then we can cancel with 2 and get the result as 1 ratio 2 ratio 3. So this is the final ratio. Mohammed Sarfaraz says, very understandable, so glad. Aditya Sharma, your teaching is so good, but you also teach in Hindi also or not? See, we are using a mix of language. We will use both Hindi as well as English, so no need to worry. Ritu says, you are a great teacher. Adisri, you are teaching in a simple manner. Thank you. Apratim says, you made this class very interesting. Jen says, loving your teaching. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. Tarun says, nice to read and understand from you. Manish Jen says, you are great, clearing each and every small doubts. Yes, it is our main motive to clear all kind of doubts, all kind of concepts. So easily you can ask your questions. No need to worry. All right. So till here, we have tried some of the questions. Now the next question is a bit tricky one. Let us understand what question has given and what the question is asking from us. What is the requirement of the question? So it says the monthly income of two persons are in the ratio of 4:5. 4:5. So what is this 4:5? It is the ratio of income of two persons, and their monthly expenditure are in the ratio of 7:9. So expenses ratio is given, income ratio is given. If each of them saves rupees 50 per month, find their monthly income. So we have to find their monthly income. So here we have to recall one basic formula, one basic thing which you normally read in your accounts subjects, that is income, expenditure, and saving. What is the relation between these three? Income expense, and saving. So we can say that if you subtract savings from income, what we get? Expenditure. Income minus savings is equal to expenditure, or you can say expense plus saving is equal to income. This is a basic thing which we did in accounts. Now the question says the income ratio is 4 is to 5. So let's say there are two persons, A and B, and the income is in the ratio of 4 is to 5. So this income can be like 40 and 50, 400 or 500, 4,000 or 5,000, 40,000 or 50,000. It can be anything in the ratio of 4 is to 5. So we can assume it as, let the income of A be 4x and the income of B be 5x. So we have taken the income of A as 4x and income of B as 5x. Now this is the income. If we subtract savings from this, we will get expenditure. So same way we can write here income minus saving. So income is 4x for A, and for B it is 5x. We can write in numerator and other in denominator, 4x and 5x. Now each of them is doing a saving of rupees 50. So income minus savings. We are subtracting savings from both of them. After subtracting, we must get expenditure, and expenditure ratio is given, that is 7 is to 9. So we can write 7 upon 9. 7 upon 9. This is the ratio. Now how to simplify? Just do the cross multiplication and get the result. So let's try cross multiplication. 36x minus 450 equals to 35x minus 350. So let us solve them. We are getting x is equal to 100. X is equal to 100. Now this is not the final answer. The final answer is to find the monthly income. So the income of A is 4 into 100, that is 400, and income of B will be 5 into 100, that is 500. That is 500. So this is the final result. So just we have to arrange all these in a proper manner and get the result. So simple concept was there. Income minus savings is equal to expenditure. So income of A we have written 4x minus savings 50. Then for B we have written 5x minus 50, and the given ratio is 7 is to 9, and we got the final answer. All right. Okay. So now, before moving further, let us take a small break of 5 minutes, and after that we will be continuing this topic. All right. So you can have some water and come back in 5 minutes. So welcome back, guys. So now, in the previous question, we had simply used the equation, that is income minus savings is equal to expenditure. If you want, you can make in other form also. Expenditure plus saving is equal to income. You will get the same result. Okay. So no need to worry. Both are same. Now, in this next example, that is example number 2, it says the ratio of prices of two house was 16:23. This is the ratio of the price of two houses. 2 years later, when the price of first has increased by 10%, the price of first house increased by 10%, and the second one by rupees 477. First is having increment of 10%, second is having increment of 477. Now, the ratio of prices becomes 11:20. This is the ratio of prices, that is 11:20. So find the original prices of the two house. So what is the original price? ये हमें calculate करना है. So we can see that the ratio of original prices is given. So we can assume let the original price of the house be 16x and 23x respectively. So 16x becomes the price of first house and 23x becomes the price of second house. Now, if we make the ratio, what will happen? 16x upon 23x. This is the given ratio. But now there are some changes. What are the changes? Like the first house, the price is getting increased by 10%. So we can add 10% of the original price divided by the second house is getting increased by 477. This is the increase in price. And because of this increase, the new ratio is 11/20. The new ratio is 11/20. Now we can simplify this and get the result. So 16x plus its 10%. So we can get 17.6 upon 17.6x upon 23 plus 477 equal to 11/20. Now just do the cross multiplication and get the result. So on cross multiplication, how much we are getting? 352x and is equal to 23. Sorry, we can write 23x here. So 23x into 11 becomes 253x plus 477 into 11 becomes 5247. 5247. Now let us simplify this. So 252 minus 253, 352 minus 253 becomes 99x is equal to 5247. So from here we get x equal to 53. So this is the value of x. Now we have to find the original value of house. So to calculate the original value, we can calculate as first house was 16x. So 16 multiplied by 53. How much we are getting? 848. And second one is 23x. So 23 multiplied by 53. So how much we are getting? 1219. So this is the final price of house. Okay. So let us discuss once again what was given in the question. Now this time let me discuss in Hindi as well. हमें गिवन था देयर आर टू हाउसेस, दो हाउस हमारे पास है, उन दोनों की प्राइस का रेशियो था 16:23. फिर हमने बोला पहले हाउस की प्राइस 10% बढ़ गई, दूसरे हाउस की प्राइस 477 से इंक्रीज हो गई। तो ऐसा करने से जो नया रेशियो बना है दैट इज 11:20। तो हमने इन सभी चीजों को एक मैथमेटिकल वे में लिख दिया। कैसे लिखा हमने? सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल 16x थी ओरिजिनल प्राइस, इसमें 10% हमने ऐड कर दिया। 23x थी ओरिजिनल प्राइस, इसमें हमने 477 को ऐड कर लिया, और इन दोनों का जो रेशियो आ रहा है दैट इज इक्वल टू 11:20। ये करने के बाद सिंपली क्या करना है? क्रॉस मल्टीप्लीकेशन। क्रॉस मल्टीप्लाई करते ही आपके पास x की वैल्यू आ जाएगी, दैट इज 53x। नाउ फर्स्ट हाउस की वैल्यू निकालने के लिए 16 को 53 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, वी गेट 848। एंड सेकेंड हाउस की वैल्यू निकालने के लिए 23 को 53 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है, देन वी गेट 1219। सो ये दोनों हो गई प्राइस, ओरिजिनल प्राइस ऑफ द टू हाउसेस। ओके, so this was example number 2. Now the third one. Third one is again a tricky question. It requires some of the tricks. So let us understand. Find in what ratio will the total wages of workers of a factory be increased or decreased if there be a reduction in the number of workers in the ratio of 15:11 and increment in their wages in the ratio of 22:25. So there are two things here. One is the number of workers. Number of workers are getting reduced in the ratio of 15:11. Now, what this statement means that if there were 15 workers earlier, now there will be 11 workers. So the proportion is changing in this manner. अगर पहले 15 वर्कर्स थे, 15 वर्कर थे, तो अब 11 वर्कर ही रह जाएंगे। इसी तरह से अगर पहले 30 वर्कर होते तो अभी 22 रह जाएंगे। अगर पहले 150 वर्कर होंगे तो 110 रह जाएंगे। In this manner we can say that the number of workers are reduced and their wages are getting increased in the ratio of 22:25. मतलब अगर पहले 22 रुपीज वेजेस मिल रही थी तो अब उसकी जगह पे कितनी मिलेगी? 25। अगर हम कहते पहले 220 रुपए मिल रहे थे तो अभी कितने मिलेंगे? 250, 250। So first of all we have to assume that into x and y. So let the number of workers be x. So there are x workers, and second thing is wages. Let the wages be rupees y. Let the wages be rupees y. ये उनकी wages हो गई। तो अब क्या required है? Total wages. So what will be the total wages? Total wages will be number of workers multiplied by their individual wages. So x multiplied by y. So how do we get the total wages? Number of workers multiplied by wages per worker. Number of workers multiplied by wages per worker. This we have to do. So number of workers are x and wages is y. So the total wages will be x into y. X into y. So we have assumed number of worker as x, wages as y, and total wages becomes xy. All right. Now what is required? The question says that there is a reduction in number of workers. So we can write new number of workers. अब कितने वर्कर्स होंगे? सो अभी हमने बोला पहले 15 थे, अभी 11 रह गए, तो हम we can write it as 11 upon 15x. New we have to write on top, old into denominator. New on top, new on numerator, old in denominator. So 11 upon 15x. Similarly, new wages. So what is the new wages? 25. Earlier it was 22 in terms of y. In terms of y. So if we multiply them again, we get the total wages. So total wages will be 11 by 15x multiplied by 25 by 22y. This is the wages. Now we can do the cancellation and see what we can get from here. 2, 5 and 3. So we are getting 5 upon 6 xy. We are getting 5 upon 6 xy. This is the total number of wages new. So old wages were xy and new wages is 5 by 6 xy. So if we compare them, old wages xy, new wages 5 by 6 xy. So if we do the cancellation, xy get cancelled. What is left? 1 ratio 5 by 6. Or it can also be written as, if we take the LCM, it can be written as 6:5. 6:5. So what was the requirement in the question? The question was asking, find in what ratio will the total wages of the workers increase or decrease. So the wages, total wages will change in the ratio of 6:5. So 6:5 is the final result. Okay. So 6:5 will become the final result. So in this question, first of all, what we had done, assume the number of workers as X, their wages as Y. So total wages will be XY. This is the old situation. Now, number of workers as per new situation, new upon old, 11 by 15x. Then their new wages, new upon old, 25 by 22y. Now, total wages, multiply them, and finally calculate the ratio. Okay. So last part में हमने simply क्या किया? Compare किया old situation with new situation. Old situation with new situation. पहले wages मिल रही थी XY and अभी कितनी wages मिल रही है 5 by 6 XY. तो XY will get cancelled. तो हमारा ratio आ गया 5:6. And 5:1 ratio 5 by 6 को हम और कैसे लिख सकते हैं? Simply take the LCM. So it becomes 6 by 6 ratio 5 upon 6, or simply 6:5. 6:5. Okay. Right. So now let us solve some questions from the exercise. First A. Exercise number 1A. You have to find inverse ratio of 11:15. So what will be the inverse of 11:15? So just interchange the position. So what will be the correct answer? It will be 15:11. 15:11. Then the next one. Yes, so most of you have given the answer. Option number A, that is 15:11. Great. The second one. The ratio of the two quantities is 3:4. If antecedent is 15, what will be the consequent? So it says 15 upon something is equal to 3 by 4. So what is in the denominator of 15? We don't know. Let us assume x. And now we can solve them and get the result. Because क्वेश्चन ने कहा 15 का हमने रेशियो लिया किसी के साथ में और उसका रिजल्ट कितना आया 3:4. तो 15 का हमने रेशियो किसके साथ लिया ये आपको फाइंड आउट करना है. सो वी हैव अज्यूम्ड इट एज x. So 15 by x is equal to 3 by 4. Now on cross multiplication we will get the result. So let's do cross multiplication. 15 into 4 upon 3 is equal to x. We can cancel them. And how much we are getting? 5 into 4 is 20. So result of second question is 20. So again, most of you have given the answer. Option number D. Great going, everyone. Third one, the ratio of the quantities is 5:7. If the consequent of its inverse ratio is 5, then the antecedent is. Now the ratio of quantities is given, that is 5:7. This is the ratio. Now if the consequent of its inverse is 5, that means consequent of this is not 5, the consequent of its inverse is 5, then what will be the antecedent? This you have to find out. Now what is the consequent and what is antecedent? So we know that first term is known as antecedent and second term is known as consequent. First is antecedent, second is consequent. So if the consequent of its inverse is 5, so if we do the inverse ratio, inverse will be 7:5. Now it says this consequent is 5, then what will be the antecedent? Of course 7 will be the antecedent. Yes, so 7 will be the correct answer. Now the fourth one, the ratio compounded of 2:3, 9:4, 5:6, and 8:10. Now compounding means combining all the ratios. So multiply all the antecedents. So we are having 2/3, 9/4, 5/6, and 8/10. Now, if some cancellations are possible, we can cancel them. Like 2 and 5 becomes 10. 3 we can cancel with 9. Then this 3 we can cancel with 6. And this 4 into 2 is 8. Now, each and everything got cancelled. So we are left with simply 1:1. Option number A. Option number A. Okay. So most of you have given the answers. Then moving towards the next one, the duplicate ratio of 3:4. Duplicate ratio. Duplicate means we have to do square. So square of 3 is 9. Square of 4 is 16. So we are getting 9:16. 9:16. Sixth, subduplicate ratio. Subduplicate means we have to do the square root. So square root of 25 is 5 and square root of 36 is 6. So 5:6. Option number D. Option number D. Yes, good going everybody. Then triplicate ratio of 2:3. Triplicate means we have to take cubes. So 2 cube is 8 and 3 cube is 27. So 8 ratio 27. Now the next one, eighth one, subtriplicate ratio. Subtriplicate means we have to do cube root. So cube root of 8 is 2 and cube root of 27 is 3. So 2 ratio 3. 2 ratio 3. Ninth one. The ratio compounded of 4:9 and the duplicate ratio of 3:4 is. So we have to find the compound ratio. Now this time there are two quantities. The first quantity is 4:9, but second quantity is not 3:4. The second will be duplicate ratio of 3:4. Now what is the duplicate ratio of 3:4? It is 3 square, that is 9, and 4 square is 16. Now we can find the compound ratio. So 4 into 9 upon 9 by 16. So we can cancel them and get the result 1 by 4. That is 1:4. Option number A. Option number A. All right. So sometimes we have to be careful with the language. So in this question number 9, the language was very much important because we have to find the compound ratio using the duplicate ratio of 3:4. Okay. Then the 10th one, the ratio compounded of. Now this time everybody has to answer. Question number 10, ratio compounded of 4:9, duplicate of 3:4, and triplicate of 2:3 and 9:7. So it is triplicate of 2:3 and the last one is 9:7. So these are the four terms, four ratios, and we have to compound using them. Manika Chaudhary has given the answer as 2:21, option number C. Subhasri has also given the answer. Fatima has given the answer. That's great. So first was 4 by 9. Second is duplicate of 3:4. So 3 square is 9. 4 square is 16. Triplicate of 2:3. So 8 by 27. And last one is 9:7. Now we can cancel them and get the result. 9 got cancelled. Here also 9 cancelled with 3. 8 and 16 cancelled. 2 and 4 cancelled. So what is left? 2:21. Option number C. So C option is correct. So Soumya Rajan has also given the answer. Then Aditi, Aisha, Akshata, Miss Jain Mahavir Bhai. Trisha has also given, Farheen, Bhumika, then Shruti, Jinal, Ritu, Arpisha, Tarun Sena, Vandana, Janvi, Mohammad Sarfaraz, Rajas, Kosthu, Sanya, Mohammad Sheikh, Dhruv Dikshit, Khushi, Manish Jain, Nikita, Srujal Das. That's great. Everybody is good going. Now easily you can simplify the 11th one. So 11th you can do it by yourself. Now let us try the 12th one. 12th one, A ratio B is 3:4. Then we have to find out the value of 2A plus 3B ratio 3A plus 4B. So Come on, everybody. Substitute the value and get the result. And see how much you are getting. So for question number 11, Soumya Rajan has given D option, Fatima D, Khushi D, Fareen also D. So everybody is asking, saying option number D. So simply what we have to do, substitute the values. A is 3, the antecedent, and B is 4, that is the consequent. So 2 into 3 plus 3 into 4 divided by 3A plus 4B. So 3 into A is 3 plus 4B. So it is 4 into 4. So how much we are getting? 6 plus 12, 18, and 9 plus 16 is 25. So 18 ratio 25. Okay. Now the 13th one. See, in the question number 13, it can be done using option also or by forming the equation. There are both the methods. You can try any of them. The question says the two numbers are in the ratio of 2:3. This is the given ratio. If 4 is subtracted from each of them, then the ratio becomes 3:5. Then the numbers are, so we have to find the two numbers. So first of all, check which of the option are in the ratio of 2:3. So you can see that option number A, B, and C all are in the ratio of 2:3. Now the second condition, if we subtract 4, अगर हम 4 को subtract करते हैं तो क्या ratio 3:5 बनता है या नहीं? So let's check with option number A first. 16 minus 4 is 12 and 24 minus 4 is 20. Now अगर हम 12 and 20 का ratio calculate करते हैं, how much we are getting? 3:5. Yes, that means we are getting the correct result. तो सिंपली फर्स्ट ऑप्शन में को हमने यूज किया एंड वी आर गेटिंग 3:5. Second is not possible because 4 minus 4 becomes 0. Third is also not possible because 2 minus 4 becomes negative. So option number A is the perfect answer. Option A is the correct answer. Now the next one, 14th. The angles of a triangle are in the ratio of 2, 7, and 11. 2, 7, and 11. Then the angles are, we have to find the angles. So we can assume them, we can assume the values. So when we talk about a triangle, the sum of all the angles in a triangle is 180 degree. The sum of all angles in a triangle is 180 degree. And the angles are in the ratio of 2, 7, and 11. So let the first angle be 2x, second angle be 7x, and third one be 11x. And the sum of all these three is 180 degrees. On adding, how much we are getting? 20x equal to 180. So x will be 9 degrees. X is 9, but this is not the final answer. What is the final result? The first angle will be 2x. So 2 multiplied by 9, 18 degree. Second angle will be 7 into 9, that is 63 degrees. And third will be 11 into 9, that is 99 degrees. So in this manner, we can easily calculate. So Manika has given the answer. Sadhna is saying Is there any other method? Yes, for the previous question, Sadhana was asking any other method. Yes, you can solve that using equation. If we talk about the previous one, the ratio was given as 2:3. So you can assume the number as 2x and 3x. If you subtract 4, then the ratio becomes 3:5. So it becomes 3:5. Now you can do cross multiplication and get the result. Okay, Sadhana, this was the second method. And again, coming back to question number 13. So it was a triangular question, and the basic property of a triangle is that sum of all the three angles in a triangle is 180 degrees. And the three figures are 2x, 7x, and 11x. So sum of all these three will be 180. So hence the value of x we got is 9 degrees. And with this, we have calculated all the three angles as 18, 63, and 99. Option number C. Okay. This was question number 14. Now 15th one. Division of 324 between x and y in the ratio of 11:7. Then how much will x and y get in terms of rupees? So simply we have to do the division. Again, you can do it by using options or by simple calculation. Both the methods are available. So 324 is there, and you have to divide this in the ratio of 11:7. So the first person x will get more as compared to y, because ratio of x is higher as compared to y. So how much will be there? 324 upon the total is 18 multiplied by 11. So how much is coming? 18 into 11. And then 18 into 7. So simply compute the ratio and get the result. So most of you have given the answer as option number D. Yes, option number D is the correct answer. So what are the values? If we find the values, the value is 198 for x and 324 by 18 into 7. That is 126 for y. So x will get 198 rupees, y will get 126 rupees. So correct answer is option number D. Okay. So you can simply do all these basic calculation on your calculator or by using your oral calculation. See, if your oral calculation is strong, it will help you to attend more and more questions in examination. So for that, you must have the knowledge of the tables. You must know at least tables up to 25. At least up to 25. Because if you know the tables up to 25, it will be easy for you to do the mental calculation and you will be more powerful as compared to calculator. Your speed will be more as compared to calculator. So always remember, learn the basic tables up to 25. Simple squares up to 30, square of the number like 1 square, 2 square, 3 square. Learn these up to 30. After that, you will be able to do the speed calculation. So this question can be done in 5 to 10 seconds orally. Okay. And also you can do this using your calculator. Simply 324 by 18 multiplied by 11 and 324 by 18 multiplied by 7. Okay. So Sadhan is asking about cube root. Yes. So let me complete this exercise and then we will be discussing about the cube root. So let's take some of the random question so that you can now easily solve all other questions. So let us take the 17th one first. Anand earns rupees 80 in 7 hours and Pramod rupees 90 in 12 hours. The ratio of their earnings is. Now see, earning of the two persons is given, but is these two earnings are comparable or not? So these two are not comparable because timings is different. Anand is earning 80 but in 7 hours. Pramod is earning 90 but in 12 hours. So earning of which person is higher if we compare it on hourly basis? So we have to do in that manner. So let us compute their hourly earnings. Their hourly earnings. So we can say that in 1 hour, Anand can earn, let us write here, Anand can earn rupees 18 7 hours. So 7 hours and gives rupees 80. So in 1 hour, how much Anand is earning? 80 upon 7 rupees. 80 upon 7. Whereas if we talk about Pramod, so Pramod is earning rupees 90 in 12 hours. So in 1 hour, how much he is earning? He is earning 90 divided by 12. Now, if we want to compare, we can compare and find out the ratio. So on comparison, how much we are getting? Let's check. 80 by 7 ratio 90 by 12. So we can cancel 0, then 3 by 4. 3 by 4 is there. Now take the LCM. So what is left? 8 by 7 ratio 3 by 4. LCM is 28. So we are getting 32 ratio 21. 32 ratio 21. That is option number A. Option number A. So simply, if we see that earnings of two person is given, but time period is different. So that is why they are not comparable. क्योंकि एक की 7 आवर्स की अर्निंग गिवन है और दूसरे की 12 आवर्स की, तो इसलिए दोनों को कंपेयर करने के लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? पर आवर अर्निंग कैलकुलेट करनी पड़ेगी कि आनंद एक घंटे में कितना अर्न कर लेता है 80 by 7 रुपीज एंड प्रमोद एक घंटे में कितना अर्न कर लेता है 90 by 12 रुपीज. अब दोनों की 1 आवर की अर्निंग हमारे पास आ चुकी है. नाउ इट इज इजी टू कंपेयर एंड फाइंड आउट द रेशियो. तो अब हमने रेशियो को कैलकुलेट किया एंड द फाइनल रेशियो व्हिच वी आर गेटिंग इज 32:21. ओके. Then let us take the question 17. The ratio of the two numbers is 7:10 and their difference is 105. Then the numbers are. So we have to find out the numbers. So this can be done using options also. You have to check both the condition, which option is satisfying both the condition. The gap should be 105 and ratio should be 7:10. So let's say if we compare the first option, let us make some space here. So in 17, if we talk about option number A, we are getting 200 by 305. If we cancel using 5, we are getting 40 by 61. So this is not 7:10. So option A is wrong. Then check option number B. 185 by 290. If we again cancel using 5, we are getting how much? 37 upon we are getting 5 and then 8, 58. 37 by 58. So this is also incorrect. Then the next one is option number C, 245 by 350. Again, we can cancel using 5. How much we are getting? 4, 9, 49. And here we are getting 7070. It can be cancelled further using 7. So it becomes 7 by 10. Yes, so this time we are getting 7 upon 10. So option number C is correct. So the difference between the two numbers is 105. The ratio between the two numbers is 7:10. So this option will be correct. So if your calculative speed is fast, you can solve such questions in 15 to 20 seconds. Then the next one. So let us try this 20th question. If P is to Q is the subduplicate ratio of this, then find the value of x square. So P is to Q is subduplicate of this ratio. So we can write it as first situation as given information is P by Q, and on other side it is P minus x square upon Q minus x square. So since it is subduplicate ratio, so we can apply the under root, because in subduplicate we have to write the square root. So P by Q is equal to root of this. Now in order to remove the root, we can do squaring both sides. So on squaring, P square upon Q square is equal to P minus x square upon Q minus x square. Okay, now we have to find out the value of x square. So simply what can be done? The simple cross multiplication. P square will be multiplied by Q minus x square, and Q square will be multiplied by P minus x square. So simple cross multiplication, P square Q minus P square x square, Q square P minus Q square x square. Now we can take x square on one side. So it will become Q square x square minus P square x square, and Q square P minus P square Q. So taking some common values. So let us take x square as common. What is left? Q square minus P square. And here, if we take PQ as common, so how much we are getting? Q minus P. Q minus P. Now Q square minus P square can be open using identity Q plus P, Q minus P equal to PQ into Q minus P. So it will get cancelled. So x square is equal to PQ upon Q plus P. This is the value of x square. Option number C. Okay. Now, Gunika is asking question number 15. See, in question number 15, it was divide 324 among two persons X and Y having the ratio 11:7. So simply what you have to do, 324 multiply by 11 upon 11 plus 7. And here it is 324 multiply by 7 upon 11 plus 7. So you are getting 324 into 11 by 18 as 198 and 324 into 7 by 18 as 126. Okay, Gunika? So now let us discuss some of the calculator tricks. How to calculate the powers. Like, let's say if you have to calculate 3 square, what is the way? 3 into 3 you normally do, you get 9. But what if you have to calculate 3 to the power of 5? So there is one simple method which we can apply here, that is 3 multiply press equal to. Now 3 multiply, and after this multiply press equal to. As soon as you press equal to, you will get square. Next time you press equal to, you will get cube. One more time equal to, you will get power 4. One more time equal to, you will get power 5. So in order to calculate 3 to the power of 5, what we have to do? We have to press simply these figures. 3 multiply and equal to for 4 times. And you will get the result. Similarly, if you have to calculate, let's say 4 to the power of 4, then 4 multiply equal to for 3 times. So always press equal to one lesser time. If n is 5, press 4 times. If n is 4, press 3 times. So in this way, you can easily calculate the powers. All right. Okay, then the next thing, somebody is asking about question number 18. Yes, Tejas is asking 18, Bhushan 18, Akshata 18. See, in question number 18, what we have to do, PQR are the three cities. PQR are the three cities, and what we have to do, the ratio of the temperature between P and Q is 11 is to 12. Ratio between P and Q is given. Ratio between P and R is given. Then what is the ratio between Q and R? This you have to calculate. See how to do this question. P and Q, so we can write P by Q is 11 by 12. Then P by R is 9 upon 8. Now this time we have to find out the ratio between Q and R. So how to calculate them? So it is very much easy. For Q into R, what can be done? If we compare these two ratio first, P is in numerator, here also P is in numerator, Q in denominator, R is also in denominator. But as per our requirement, we require Q in numerator. We require Q in numerator, then we can reciprocal this ratio and it becomes Q by P is equal to 12 by 11. So on multiplying these two, Q by P multiply by P by R, we can say that P and P will get cancelled and we will get the final ratio of Q and R. So what is Q by P? 12 by 11. P by R is 9 by 8. And now we can do the cancellation and get the result. 3 and 2. So 27 by 22. So 27 ratio 22. So in this manner, we can get the answer. Okay. So 27 ratio 22. Now you can try the remaining questions. And in case of any doubt, we will be discussing in our next session. The next session will be on 24th and the topic will be proportion. So we will be discussing the topic proportion, and also we will be discussing some more tricks like how to calculate cube root. Today we have learned about cubes, power 4, power 5 on calculator. In next session, we will be learning about cube roots, fourth roots, fifth roots. All these we will be discussing in the next session. So till then, you can try all these questions today. Complete your homework. In case of any doubt, we will be discussing in the next session. Okay, everybody. So bye, take care, and see you soon.